We're live early, so we're just loitering. I don't know if anyone's here yet. This is just the awkward silence before the stream. Was that the go live notification?
Go live notification.
There you go.
We are live.
We are.
It's official.
John came over early today to help with drywalling.
Just gonna grab some bits and pieces right there.
And then we went out to dinner post drywalling. And then we came back and we were like, oh, we got 15 minutes. And then we did it all in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So then we were just like,
what do we do?
Oh. So we're just gonna hang out. Start the stream early, I guess. And then this will be edited off the YouTube, so this is private times or something. I don't know.
So we can say whatever we want.
I mean,
I guess it's just live, so.
Steve is doing the camera limbo.
Oh.
I mean, he's moving a lot. I don't know if it counts. Hello! Bay is the rebel?
Bay is the rebel.
Bay is the rebel. I can't tell if it's an is or a L.
Or Bayus the rebel.
Bayus the rebel? I don't know. Welcome. So yeah, we're just hanging now.
Yeah. Just
waiting for the official start time. And then I'll pretend like we haven't been live this whole time.
Magic.
Are you gonna sit that far away from the table the whole night?
So.
Okay. You're kinda there you go. That's a little better.
Alright. Ready for a nap?
How are you feeling, Mr. Kairos?
Ready for a nap.
Last we saw you, you were coming down with a hearty cold on Thursday. How are you feeling now?
What did we do on Thursday?
We played Target exclusive games.
That's right.
It's I don't even remember. I had to look it up on the calendar. There's a calendar hidden behind John's head. And if John weren't here, you wouldn't be angled, so you couldn't even see it anyway. But
so if John weren't here, you'd have a secret preview of the stuff we're going to stream. But luckily, John's here. So
no.
I showed it to the pre-stream, though.
Bales, like bales of hay. Got it. Okay. There we go.
Cool.
Oh, it's
Bales the rebel. There we go.
I like it.
Coolies. Alright, well, technically, I guess it's start time, so we can pretend like I just started the stream.
Alright, I'll peer at the screen like you're clicking the button.
And we're live! There we go. I shall send the we're live tweet.
We're live. Proof of life.
Proof of life.
It's an important part of any hostage negotiation.
True.
Send help.
Are you trying to send secret messages about our board game streams, y'all? Yeah, okay. So tonight we are playing Symphony No.9, designed by Frank Liu and Hong Yang Shin, from Mo Ideas, which is a publishing company out of Taiwan. This was, I wouldn't technically call it a Gen Con release, because it's more like a Gen Con pre-release. You could pre-order it. I think the main release will be Essen. Oh, it's got an entire UV cover box, so I can just do bad things with the cover and our studio lights. But the idea of the game is that we are each patrons of the fine arts, and we are supporting different classical composers by donating money to them, essentially, and they give us favor cubes for that. And then we use those cubes to manipulate their kind of what they do and what they we can use that to our ability to maybe see if they get into concerts and things like that. It's at its core, it's basically a drafting game with a bit of a bidding game involved. So yeah, it plays 2 to 4 players. And I'll just say right now, this stream is sponsored by Mo Ideas. Thank you for providing this copy of the game for us to stream. Turns out, I like it so far, so that's good. But we're going to go ahead and do a full teach and setup. So if you are watching this in the future, you get to learn all that fun fact stuff. And there's timestamps down below that you can use to skip ahead to the parts that you are interested in. So Ichi is barking in the background because she's apparently finished eating her dinner. Xena has not touched hers. So there's that. But let's go ahead and start with setup. Do-ba-do. It's like the fastest I've ever gotten into setup. Just no shenanigans. I almost clicked stop stream. I'm like, yeah, we're done. Alright, there we go.
Bye, everyone.
So,
See you next
as I said,
week.
alright, the whole cover of the box is UV light, and you can see that we have a light bulb out of our chandelier right now. There you go. How fancy. But I'll get a little closer on this box lid. So, it's basically, there's a symphony, and then there's a bunch of fancy people in 19th century garb in the back.
And that's us.
Yeah, that's...
The fancy people. Yeah.
We're the fancy people in, like, the very back and, like, the balcony seats.
Oh.
Yeah, we're too fancy to be among the plebeians.
We're in the box
And we got
seats.
the little glasses.
Yeah, we have the little... Yes. Yes. Okay, so there are several boards. So this is the concert board, and it is double-sided. And so the number of players that you're playing with will depend on which side you use. If you're playing with 4 players, there's like 4 tealish cubes on one side, and in the same location on the other side, there are 3 purple triangles. If you're playing with 3 players or 2 players, you're going to use the purple triangle side. Otherwise, 4 players is this side. We are playing a 3-player game, so we're going to use this side. Okay. Then each player is going to get a musician patron board, essentially. So each of these boards, they're identical, so it doesn't matter who gets what. But they each have a slot for each of the 6 composers. In a 2 or 3-player game, you're actually going to play with 5 composers, not 6. So we're going to ignore Schubert.
Oh.
So John, you can get that one.
Yep.
Steve, you can have that one. And I can have that one. This board will also give you a little cheat sheet. Each musician has a color associated with them. Sadly, this game is not colorblind friendly or really playable at all. But like Handel is red, Bach is yellow, Haydn is green, Mozart is blue, Beethoven is purple, and Schubert is brown. But like I said, in a 2 to 3-player game, we're not going to play with Schubert.
Sorry, Schubert.
Sorry. So you can put the other player board if you're not playing with that number of players out. Then each musician has a track, and these are kind of cool. They are actually folded. Shunk! And they have an A side and a B side. And basically, there's a little tiny letter right there. And they recommend for your first game you play with your A side. So we're going to play with the A side. And we're going to put them in the order. There's like a little color icon there, and it matches the color of each musician. So, Schubert, you're not in this game.
Sorry, Schubert.
So we're going to put them all in the correct order. So it goes red, then yellow, then green, and then blue, and then purple, which is not actual rainbow color order, but try not to let that upset you too much. Again, if you're playing with 2 to 3 players, you don't need Schubert, not Schubert.
Always need Schubert.
If you're playing 4-player, you would obviously use him still. Then, each musician, we've bagged our musicians separately. Each musician's going to have a tile with their name, a picture, and their, like, years that they lived on one side. And they're going to have a bunch of colored cubes. Oh, John, could you get us some felt bolts for money? So we have our musicians bagged individually, one for each color. Schubert, going to stay in the box. Then we'll deal with that in a second. These tiles right here, if you're playing 2-player, you'll need these, and you can look at the 2-player rules in the back of the rule book to learn how to use these. If you're playing for any other player count, you don't need them. Then everybody's going to get one of these little money chests. It's a box. It's your money. In this game, you keep your money secret. Keep it safe. But they do recommend that you brag about how rich you are at any given moment. Then there are 2 sets of these in-game victory point condition tiles. And one set has blue fancy bits and one set has purple fancy bits. If you're playing with 4 players, you're going to use the blue fancy bit ones. If you're playing with 2 or 3 players, you're going to use the purple fancy bits. And we're playing with that player count. So we'll go ahead and shuffle them. They also have an A side and a B side, but they recommend for your first game, you play with the A side, so we're going to be playing with the A side. They recommend that after your first game, you can like randomly flip them, alternate them. You could play all A, you could play all B, you could play a mix, doesn't matter. But you're going to take each of these, and you're going to put one at the end of each composer track. And these tracks represent the career and actually life of each of these composers. That's everything we need out of the... Oh! Then you need this stuff. So you need money. Try to keep it away from your Steve. No, I think we're good. Then you have a seal. This is the first player marker. And then you have furniture. And then you have these tiles that might be, they look like money, but they're not. They have a crown on the backside. These represent the court. And there's actually 8 of them, but you only need 6. So you're going to take all 8. You're going to put them all face down, shuffle them, and then you're going to only take 6, and you're going to put the other 2 back in the box. So, John, if you could do that.
Are they going on their
They
icons?
are. They're going crown side down, so we don't know actually what we got until...
Is it
on the
like
bottom?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
bottom.
Bottom circle.
Oh, there was one more, but that's fine. Okay. Then... The only other tiles are furniture tiles. So each player gets a complete set of furniture. And so there are chairs, desks, and wardrobes, I guess you would call it. Beer, I don't know.
Bureaus?
China cabinet. But they're these little square tiles, and so that's the wardrobe. And they're double-sided. One side has a money value and the other side has a point value. But each player is going to get a complete set. So each player is going to get 1 chair, 1 desk, and 1 bureau. And they can go in your box.
Okay.
Go in your treasure box. Then that's all you need out of the box right now. So put that there. And then you can do the fun, tedious bit of setting up... Oh, hi, Xena's face. The composer tracks. So each composer has their tile that has their picture on it, and their name, and their color. So that's Hondo. Hey, Kabuki. So you're going to put that there. Then...
On their non-dead side or anything?
Yeah, they're not dead yet.
Not dead yet?
Then they have a bunch of titles that have their faces on them, and then like a music book on the back. So there's 6 of those. You're gonna put those kind of just over here, at the end of their composer row. Then there's a little tiny tile that has their color. You're just gonna put that someplace up here with easy access. And then you're gonna take cubes and you're gonna put them on the composer track for them. But you're not, if you're playing with less than 4 players, you're not going to put a cube over the spot that has a 4 in it. But you're going to cover every spot otherwise for that composer's rail. This is like the most tedious part of setup.
Oh. I only just realized now that the number of cubes corresponds to the popularity. I didn't realize that the first time we played.
Does it though?
It does.
No, it doesn't.
The 7s all have 3s.
The 6 has less than the 4.
The 3 through 6 is 2.
Well, but that 6 has 1.
Well, irrespective of player count.
You're gonna have extra cubes left over. You can put them back in the box, or you can just kind of like make a little supply. Because you might use them. You might not. You might use them, you might not. I'm gonna move that down a little bit. There we go. Alright. It's like the most tedious but beautiful setup. So these cubes that we're putting down represent the favors that we are drafting from these composers, but they also represent like what the composer has to give. because if they ever run out of these cubes from their board, they're dead. They die. We've killed them. We've demanded.
Suck their spirit dry.
Yeah, we've demanded so much of them that they die. And they're gonna die in this game. We're gonna be killing some musicians by demanding so much of them. True story. Could you keep Mozart's favors in Mozart's track? Get all up in Hayden's way. Inappropriate, sir.
So it also seems like basically once you've done enough favor to push them into a new realm of popularity.
I haven't described that yet, though.
Oh, okay.
They don't know what those numbers mean yet.
They don't.
I just was talking about the cubes.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is glorious.
Yeah.
All right. Then each player is going to start the game with 20 money. So, they recommend doing a 5, a 10, and 5 ones. Mm-hmm. You have your own money pile. We're trusting you. And you're going to put your money in your money box, your money chest. And so your money must always be secret. Keep it safe. Dun, dun, dun.
You just like...
No, well, like, unless you're, like, honey. Unless you're actively looking, you don't really pay attention.
Yeah, okay.
Just don't be that guy.
I will.
Okay, and then everybody's gonna get random, so this is kind of where this is. So everybody's going to start the game with random cubes. Actually, can you give me the rulebook? Because I think you start with a different amount per player count. 2 player. Nope, it's the 3rd page. The 3rd turn. One more. Boosh. So starting cubes in a 3-player game. First player will get 1, then second player will get 2, and then the 3rd player gets 1. Whoa. Okay. So you're going to randomly take all the leftover cubes. I just did a subset. And then we're going to give the first player 1. I'll be first. Ooh, hey, I got yellow. You're going to put it in the lower section of the board for your composer. Then John's going to go second, and he'll get 2. And then Steve will go last and get 1.
Yeah, and it said, you take 1 of each color and randomly do them.
Oh, what color did you get?
Yellow.
Do you want a different color?
Yeah, I'll take a different color.
Well, you don't get to pick.
We'll just, randomly give me.
Do they all need to be different?
Yes. Apparently.
According to the rules.
The rules. Okay. So that is setup. You actually didn't get yourself $20.
Oh.
First you cheated, and then you uncheated. Too much cheating. Okay.
Never heard that before.
Yeah. Okay. So let's set up. So now let's start playing. Yo. And by that I mean I teach you the rules. So this game's going to take place over 6 rounds. And every round has 3 distinct phases. The first phase is we donate to the musicians and collect their favor. And this phase, we actually don't technically donate any money. We just are pulling favors. So at the beginning of every round for the donate phase, we each in turn order are going to select 2 cubes. We must select 2 cubes from anywhere from the musicians' boards. When you take cubes from a musician, you must always take the left furthest cubes. So, for example, if I were to start the game and I wanted to take Hayden and 1 from Bach, when you acquire cubes, you're going to put them in the upper box on your board for the ones that you've acquired this round. So then we would all go. So we're going to say, let's say John really wants to go heavy on blue. So John will do that. And then let's say Steve wants to do that. Okay? So that was the first part. Now we all are going to go around again, except for this time, if you want to acquire a cube, you can only acquire 1, and you have to spend $4 to do so. But you can pass. So I could be like, oh yes, because Steve has tied me on Hayden, because we both have 1 cube for Hayden, I will 100% pay 4 money, so I pay 4 money to get another cube for Hayden. And now I have 1 more cube. Then John would go, and John's going to be like, no, I don't want to pay for more cubes. I'm good.
I pass.
Yeah. Now, Steve is going to go, and Steve's like, I don't really want to compete for Hayden anymore. I'm going to pay 4 money, and I'm going to purchase Handel. A cube for Handel. So Steve pays 4, and he grabs a Handel cube. Okay? So that is the second part of that phase. The third time we go around, the third and final time we go around, you can buy another cube for $8.
Ooh.
So I see that Steve stopped pursuing Hayden. I'm feeling pretty good about Bach. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get in on the Handel action too. So maybe I pay 8 and I get Handel. Okay? And now John, even though John passed on the second round for purchasing that third cube, John can jump back in. But John still has to pay 8. So no matter what, in this, like, the third buy or draft option, you must pay the amount that everybody else is paying. So you would pay 8, and you're like, I'm not going to stand for this, and you buy Handel. Yeah. And now Steve is like...
I can't handle that.
He can't handle that. Oh.
Better back out.
Yeah. So maybe Steve decides to go for... Wow, Steve, you're kind of screwed on this one.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I shouldn't have taken the bait.
That's cool. What would you do, Steve, in this example?
In this example?
Don't get AP. Be quick.
I'd get AP.
I think I'll give you a Bach. Do you want a Bach?
Yeah. I'll take a Bach.
Okay. So Steve will buy a Bach, again, for 8. Okay? So then, that's it. We're done buying favor cubes for that favor cube route. And now we determine who has the most favor for each musician. So going from the left and working our way right across our boards, we evaluate who has the most cubes in their entire area for each musician. So right now, Handel, John has 2 cubes. He has one that he had previously and then one he acquired this round. Whereas Steve and I both just each have 1 for Handel. So John is going to have the majority for Handel. So John will gain a composition from Handel. And he'll take it and he'll put it on Handel's picture down here.
Oh.
But in doing so, you kind of called in some of your favors. So you have to discard 1 favor cube for every 2 that you have, rounded down. So you just have to discard 1, and you would just put it, it's out of the game.
Okay.
Boosh. Okay. So then we evaluate Bach. I have 2 for Bach, whereas John has 0 and Steve has 1. So I would do that, right? And then Hayden, I get Hayden. So I would do that. Boop. And then Mozart. John has Mozart. And so John had 3 cubes, but it's rounded down. So he only has to discard 1 to gain that. And then Steve would gain the benefit of Beethoven. But have to discard 1.
Okay.
Okay? So now we've determined who had the favor and we've distributed the compositions of the musicians. So now we move on to the third phase.
What happens in a tie?
In a tie, it's whoever is closest to the starting player.
Oh, okay.
So the starting player by default, and then, turn order, basically. So now we determine which is the most popular musician. So a musician's popularity is determined by the most the most right empty square on their stuff. So if they still had cubes, so let's say for like this situation, if Handel still had a cube here, his popularity would be 3 because it's whatever's on his tile. Yep. But in this situation, his popularity is going to be 7. So I think he actually might be winning.
Yeah.
So we put his little red marker here in the top tier high performing musician. Then Bach's a 2, Haydn's a 1, Mozart's a 4, and Beethoven's a 3. So Mozart's going to be second best with a 4. And then it'll go Beethoven. And then it will go Bach. And then it will go Haydn. So this is our tiers of musicians and what rank they would basically be invited to a concert. Because at the end of every round, we're going to have a concert. And now we're preparing to pay for that concert. So the courts want the concert to happen. So they're going to the court will donate some money. And we find out now what the court will donate. The court will donate $2. I'm assuming it's like hundreds or thousands. But yeah, the court will donate $2 to make the concert happen. Yeah. We're going to have
2 pieces of gold.
We're going to have one. The problem is there's only going to be one concert. It's either going to be a high quality concert, a medium quality concert, or a low quality concert. Okay? And so what's going to happen now is we're each going to blind bid with the money from our things, and you can make change, what we want. And then when we all reveal, we're going to add what the court has donated, and what bracket we fall in is what concert we will do and which artist will perform.
Oh. And it's all of our money combined?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So, here's the trick. If we all underbid, so we don't bid enough and no concert happens, we get penalized for being too cheap. So whoever donates the least amount of money in that situation loses the favor of one of their musicians. Ooh. If it's a later...
One of these?
Yeah. No, sorry, the favor cubes.
Oh, one of the favor cubes.
Yeah. If it is the later half of the game, you will lose 2 favor cubes. But it's your choice.
This means?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because the 2 are up there.
Yeah. However, if we spend too much money on the concert and we go over, the peasants will revolt because we're being too ostentatious.
That's hilarious.
So, in that case, whoever bid the highest will lose favor cubes among musicians. So, Steve, are you ready for this example?
I'm ready, as long as
I'm ready.
If the peasants are revolting, I'm all in.
Now I'm like, I don't... Okay, well, so let me explain why you might want to do this. So, when a concert is selected to run, when it's a financed concert, every cube that you have on your board of the musicians that are performing in the concert will gain you the amount of money denoted. Ooh. So, Handel is the only one in the high-level concert, but you would gain $9 per cube that you have of Handel's.
That's each one of us?
And each one of us would do that.
Interesting.
So we kind of all maybe want Handel to perform. However, oh no, Steve doesn't have a Mozart.
I want Mozart to go.
You want Mozart because Mozart will give you $5 per, and you have 2.
Yeah.
Whereas I wouldn't be upset if any of them performed. I would be more upset in the middle, because I actually have both a Bach and a Haydn cube, and so I would get 8.
Yeah.
So I want to either go under or up, and Steve probably wants... Steve actually doesn't care.
Handel. Well, no, I'll get the most if Handel goes.
Yeah. And then, whereas you would get the most right in the middle, and you don't get anything if you low bid.
Yep.
So, in addition, whoever donates the most to the concert will gain a bonus, and I'll explain... And the bonuses are at the bottom of the board. I'll explain the bonuses when we reveal. But I'm too excited, so let's reveal. All right.
7.
Wow.
3.
5.
So
14. So we
overbid.
Red.
Yes. So
this all goes away, right?
Yeah.
No matter what.
No, if the concert doesn't happen, we get our money back.
Oh, that's nice.
But wait, didn't you bid 7?
Yeah, 7 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2.
Yeah, we went over, but you bid the most. So in this situation, you would be penalized. Yeah. So you were excited, but you would have been penalized.
So I choose who gets the axe. Who I discard.
Yes.
Who gets the guillotine.
However, let's say that we dodged a bullet and Steve only did 6. So we ended up with 8, 10, 16, right on the money. Oof. We got the higher level concert. Yay. So then each of us would gain $9 per favor cube that we have of Handel's.
After spending our money that we bid.
Yes. So we would discard the money that we bid. Then we would gain $9 per Handel cube that we have. Mm-hmm. Then we would discard, if you gain any amount of money, you discard 1 cube for the musician that you gained the money from.
Oh, wow. But
only 1. So if you had 3 Handel cubes right now, you would get big bucks, but you would only discard 1 of his favorite cubes. Okay. Then in addition, whoever donated the most, which in this case would be Steve, would gain 1 favor cube of their choice from the board. If the mid-level concert was the one that fired, whoever bid the most or donated the most would gain $5 additional. Okay. And then on this one, whoever, if the lower tier concert is what happens, whoever bid the most gets to keep 1 of the cubes that they would have to discard for income.
What's the A, B?
It's just the 2 different musicians.
I see.
So you get to keep 1.
Keep 1 of those 2.
Yep.
I see.
So that's how the concerts happen. Then... if the concert succeeded, we would say, oh, yay, Handel played. So we would move this up and we would put this cube here. And this signifies that it was a successful concert and Handel is the musician that performed. Okay? That is relevant because of these, which I'll explain in a minute.
If it was the mid one, then it would be a blue and a red? Or blue and purple?
Yep, exactly. If, however, the concert failed, we would leave it down here, and we wouldn't put any cubes up here because it failed.
Okay.
Okay? So, that is, if we want to mix those up.
I put the crowns over.
That is how the concerts work.
Makes sense.
Are there pets allowed at the concerts?
Depends on the kind of pets.
What about not pets? What about service animals?
I was thinking this kind of pets could be allowed. Where you give pets. So, that's the concert phase. So, that's kind of like the main meat. The one thing I forgot is you can only bid $0 to $7 and a 2 or 3 player game.
Oh, okay.
So, you can't bid, you can't go crazy.
Tank it.
Yeah. So, that is the concerts. Then, once the concert's been done, we figure out who does what. And that's actually the only cleanup.
And this gets wiped, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Or we leave it up. It doesn't really matter. Then you determine if anyone died. So if one musician has all of their cubes off of their track at the end of a round, they are dead. So we flip their thing. All of their composition tiles leave, so no one else can get these bonuses. But if you still have cubes of theirs, they will still perform. So we will still perform the music of the dead composers during the concert phase, so you could still earn money from having, like, supported them, but you won't gain any of these. And the reason that these are significant is because these are in-game scoring. So there's a couple ways that you score with these. First and foremost, for every one of these that you have of a dead musician, you get 1 point. So for every work that you own of a dead musician, you just get a point.
Okay.
So there you go.
Makes sense.
Then, regardless if the musician is dead or alive, the tile will help you get in-game points according to the tile that it's adjacent to.
Sure.
So, I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So this one, and these 5 are the same in every game because they're the A bonus, and they're on the back of the rulebook very nicely. Steve's trying to read something. They're right here on the rulebook. There's an A side and a B side, and they're different for player counts. So the purple ones are these ones that we're playing with. But thanks, Steve. So the top one is 3A, which is depending on the number of these tiles that you have, depends on how many points you get per dead musician. So if you have only 1 tile, so if the game were to end now, you have 1 Handel tile, you would get 2 points per dead musician. And it doesn't...
Oh, I see.
And if you had 2 Handel tiles, you would get 3 points per dead musician. And if you had 3 Handel titles...
Regardless if I had these of the dead musician?
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah, okay. It's just whoever died.
Got it.
You would get points. And the number of points that you get depends on how many of these tiles you have.
If you have more than 3, it doesn't
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Okay.
This one is successful concerts. So... the number of tiles... Yeah, okay. So you get 1 point per successful tile if you only have 1. You get 2 points per successful concert if you have 2. You'll get 3 points per successful concert if you have 3.
Okay.
This one is unique musicians. So if you have compositions from unique musicians, and you can only count each musician once. So I have 1 of them, so I would get 1 point per unique musician composition I have, including him. You can get max... 5 unique ones, right? But if I had 2 of those tiles, I would get 2 points per unique, and then if I had 3, I would get 3 points per unique, right?
Yep.
Then, Mr. Mozart, you gain 4 points for every composition tile you have of his.
Okay.
Just straight up. Because
that's... all of them, you're going to get all of them. Okay.
Yeah, that's apparently how famous Mozart is. Doesn't matter if he's dead or alive. At the end.
It's more like a bounty, isn't it?
But if he's dead, you get 1 extra point per, so...
Dead or alive, Mozart. You're coming with me.
This one is really interesting, and I haven't talked about it at all. So we're rich, 19th century people.
Of course.
Basically, we each started the game with furniture. Remember that? And I said the furniture has a money side and a point side.
Yeah.
So if you still have your furniture at the end of the game, it's worth the number of points depicted on it.
Okay.
But we can always, at any point in the game, any point, you can swap out your furniture to get the money on the back. But then the furniture is out of the game, and you can never buy that furniture back. Ever. Okay?
Just like real family heirlooms.
Yeah. Basically. This tile, right now, Beethoven, at the end of the game, For every tile that you have a Beethoven, for every furniture you've sold, you get 4 points.
Oh, wow.
If you have 2 Beethovens, for every furniture you sold, you have had 5 points. And if you have 3 Beethovens, for every furniture heirloom you've sold, you get 6 points.
So you want to sell your furniture then.
If you get Beethoven, you want to sell your furniture.
Your furniture normally is worth 9 points total.
But you can get up to...
Could be worth...
It could be worth a lot if
18,
you go heavy on Beethoven. So,
Interesting.
in addition, one other thing with the furniture is you can use the furniture to bid. It's the only way you can bid 8. Is if you don't want to admit that you're so poor you need to make change and sell furniture, you can bid, and it doesn't matter if you have the money or not. You can bid with your furniture. But if the concert goes, you don't make change from the furniture. That's what you're bidding.
But if it doesn't, then you gotta keep it.
You keep it back. Yeah.
Cool.
I loved the furniture
That's
part.
cool. I love that. That's
It's like
really
my
cool.
favorite part of this game.
What's the difference between the upper and the lower?
Right. So at the end of the game, at the end of the round, once the concert has done, once we figure out if someone's dead, and once we figure out if it's the end of the game or not, you move all of your cubes down into the lower area. It just helps track who's
What you've
acquired
done.
what this round.
That's nice.
Yeah. So we can put all of our example cubes back. You also get You also get 1 point per every. Is it $3? At the end of the game.
Oh, okay. And the only way you're getting money is by successful concerts.
Yep.
And selling your furniture.
And selling your furniture. Yep.
As you do.
So you get 1 point for every 3 coins you have left. You get points for your furniture, and then you get points for the scoring tiles, and then you get 1 point per work of a dead musician you have. Steve and I killed them all last time we played.
We did.
Every single one of them?
Yeah.
There's enough cubes. It's not hard. If everybody gets 4 cubes every round, people will die.
All right.
Everyone will
die.
Yeah, everyone will die.
So I was wondering, the rules were saying they're donation cubes. I was wondering what the cubes represented.
You're donating money to the musicians?
Yeah.
And if you
To
donate
sponsor
too much,
their works.
then you die. Just buried in a pile of gold.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
But you don't actually give them the gold sometimes, which is the weird thing.
Well, I think it's also,
It's a promise.
Maybe-
Like, make a concert.
where you're getting other people to donate.
Yeah.
You're retweeting to get donations for their stuff. But
Hello, Tiffany and Steve, and the guy who's always there but doesn't get his name in the credits.
It's true.
His
Yeah.
name is Sean. I'm sorry.
I have no name.
but
You need to give me my name.
what I think is
Yeah.
interesting is that once you've removed all the cubes from an area by donating enough, then their popularity goes up, presumably because you've sponsored an awesome work.
Except
So
for
like,
handle.
yeah, sorry, handle. But like in most cases, so
It
it's
gets
like
played out.
yeah, right. But like once I remove all 8 of those, then Handel's awesome work goes out, or all 3 of those.
Yeah.
His 8 level work goes out.
Yep. All right, we ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna actually start playing now.
Yay.
Yay!
Oh, I should let your dog out.
Yes, because your dog has completely given up on eating. She's just laying in the bed.
Yeah, I wish we had a puppy cam moments like this.
I don't, because we're living in our living room right now. We've been drywalling our bedroom, and so we moved out. We're basically living in our living room right now. Like our bed is over there right now.
We sold our furniture to pay for board games.
We bought more furniture. There's 2 beds in the living room.
There are
Just one.
3. Actually, there's 3 beds.
Oh yeah, because the sofa bed. Yeah.
Final Rabbit's wondering if you can pay musicians.
You can. Well, you can sort of pay musicians with furniture because you can always convert the stuff. But yeah.
Oh, like this. Like I'm gonna buy 4.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna start. Steve, you're gonna stop playing with your dog because we're playing a game on the internet. All right. I think I'm gonna go with Hayden.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 1 on Hayden, and I'll do 1 on Handel. Handel's so hot right now.
Yeah.
I kept doing that the whole lot.
I hate you.
Hey, can I have one of those?
Yeah. John, would you like one of these?
It's a piece.
Sure. What is it?
It's a piece of chocolate.
I will do Handel, and let's do
Handel and a Mozart. Mm-hmm. Kairos, it's your turn.
Still a little under the weather. I got yours off in the foil.
Oh, you're so kind.
Yeah, they weren't alive at the same time. It's very interesting.
And they're gonna die at times that don't match up with their death dates.
And there's actual typos
Well,
on the death dates too.
Well, just the one, I think. But yeah, the actual dates that they were alive are on the back of the tiles.
Boo's your turn. Steve and I were playing, and we were like, "This could be game designers."
Mm.
And these are like the designs, and this is like supporting them.
What's the?
We're
Gen Con?
publishers.
Gen Con?
We're publishers. Those are the conventions.
So if you stock too many of the game, then no one buys it.
Yeah.
If your convention is too lavish.
No.
If your booth is too fancy.
So 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Everybody got their money back, right?
I might need a little more, but yeah, I got it back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. You saw nothing.
Kabuki got it. You killed Feld. No, you don't kill him, you retire him.
Yeah.
They retire from board gaming. We demand too much of them and they retire. You do Feld, Knizia, Cathala, Rosenberg. Feld, Knizia, Cathala, Rosenberg. Vlada?
Yeah. Frieden Fries.
There are Fries. We got 6. We got 7. We got 6 easily.
Are they all? Were those all? Are those all European?
I think so. Yeah.
Stegmeyer expansion.
Yeah, you just have. You could just like have them have like they're double sided. Like one is
The Portugal expansion.
All right. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you done?
I got Beethoven and Haydn.
All right. So now we're on to our third cubes.
What happens if they're tied for?
It's whoever is the most senior in their career. So right now, Hayden would tie for Mozart in popularity.
But he would go first since he's more senior.
Yes.
And none of the numbers in each column are the same, so you'll always have a.
You always have a tiebreaker.
That's cool.
Yeah. Man, it's so different with 3 players. With 2 players, this is cutthroat. Steve and I played 2 players.
Oh, it's still cutthroat.
Oh yeah, but it's I have to look in front of me and behind me now.
I think she's trying to get the the ball she's so. Sorry.
What's time, babe? Do you need a cough drop?
Maybe.
They're in the travel bag in the closet, the travel box. There's like a ton of them. There's also some in my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
I should take a turn. I got so many people to worry about. I mean, just Handel is so hot right now.
He is.
Pay for Handel.
So you would break the tie.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's your turn again, babe. Steve's still sick.
Poor guy.
Make sure you wash your hands after.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you stole that bulldog.
Xena has a ball that she was playing with in the yard, and Steve found it and thought it was the neighbor's ball that got thrown into our yard. So he returned it to the neighbor, and the neighbor was like, "This isn't my dog's ball." And so they gave it back to Steve, and Steve now has it, and Steve put it up on the counter, and Xena is trying very hard to get it. And now we've decided Xena will sometimes steal the other neighbor dog's toys if they're too close to the fence. She will dig and mosey her way just so she can steal it and then bring it to her side and play with it. So we think that's where it came from.
Because it was just in the middle of our yard, I assumed it had been thrown over the fence. Mm-mm. It had been stolen. It was
Yep.
smuggled.
Your turn.
Smuggled by a muggled.
Ah! Hondo is so hot right now.
It's getting a little less popular though.
Yeah. I mean, Steve could make him more popular. He's so hot right now. But Hondo is so hot right now.
Couldn't go. It's the hair.
Oh,
Really?
Even more popular.
Hondo is so hot right now.
So he's the most popular.
He is the most popular. So hot right now. I feel like oh man. I'm gonna pay 8. And I'm gonna. Hondo's just so hot
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh. Damn.
He's just so hot right now.
I'm gonna kill him. Oh, so you're gonna get the tile if I don't take a cube from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I could get a bunch of money if he does.
Also, you'll tank his popularity because you've been working him so hard. If
Yeah.
you take that last cube.
You will take his popularity, so it won't be as worth it.
Hashtag worth it.
True, and then Mozart would be most popular.
Hondo, Hayden
I know
actually.
Hayden would be. You're right.
Ichi, no.
Yeah, interesting. I can see why, like, being first and last is an advantage.
No.
Alright,
You doing it?
He's doing something.
doing it.
Where's he going? Hondo's so hot right now! Alright, Steve, are you gonna make Hondo the hottest?
I'm basically like throwing my underwear at him right now.
Don't
That would take like a
please.
lot of effort. 19th or 18th century underwear. Just like.
No, aren't you still doing the Zoolander move? Like you're still reaching in the petticoat.
That's
and, like,
right.
Trying to. Finally saw that movie. I think. Well, I am gonna spend 8 on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So he's at 4. So he's no longer the hottest.
No.
He's no longer the hottest. No.
No.
Hayden is, unless you tank him.
Hayden and Mozart.
You gonna take Hayden for Mozart? That wouldn't benefit you at all, actually.
You should totally do that. That's a great strategy.
That was Daiichi, not you. Don't watch
I
it.
assumed.
So Steve never had made it through Zoolander, and I kept saying Hansel is so hot right now, and he didn't get what it was from, and I was like, it's from Hansel. That Hansel is so hot. Or Hansel. And then I made him watch it, and he actually stayed awake for the entire movie, which was really impressive. And we own Zoolander 2, and he was like, so do we watch Zoolander 2 tomorrow night? And I was like, no, you never need to watch Zoolander 2.
It's not great.
I watched Zoolander 2 hoping, and it was just not.
Tank and Mozart.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how it is.
Okay, there we go. So now we determine popularity. Or not popularity, we determine
Fame.
So,
whoever gets the things.
Oh, the things. Yeah.
So John's
Oh, right.
gonna
Compositions.
discard 2 cubes.
oh, right. Forgot about that.
So you have a handle.
Okay.
You can handle it. And then I get back. And if you only have 1 cube, you actually don't discard because it's half rounded down,
Mhm.
Very
right?
nice.
Hayden, Steve and I tie, and I'm the start player, so I break
Mhm.
ties.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for not realizing that.
No, I did realize that. I just didn't want
Mozart.
to tank his popularity.
Jan. And then Beethoven will be Musicaris, who needs to discard a purple cube. Alright, then we determine popularity or fame for the concerts. So,
Hayden first?
yeah, Hayden is still first. Everybody's hating on him.
Then...
Actually, it's
Oh.
going to be Mozart.
All right.
Or, sorry, it's going to
Handel.
be Handel.
And
Handel.
Mozart.
Then Mozart. And then it will be...
Bach, and then
Bach
Beethoven.
is 4, and then Beethoven.
Beethoven can't catch a break.
So it's like that.
Yeah. Alright.
Do we get to see this first?
We do.
2 again.
The courts are gonna give us $2 for this concert. $2. Oh wow. So we're all secretly bidding between $0 and $7 that we're going to add to the pool of money for the concert, and we're attempting to hit the money amounts in the various levels. And if we go too low as a group, the lowest bidder will be penalized. If we go too high as a group, the highest bidder will be penalized. And reveal. Steve bids a chair, which is $4. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so we have $4, $3, so it's 7, 9, plus 2 is 11.
Yes!
Middle concert.
Woo!
And
Thanks, chair.
Steve sold his chair. All right, so this concert is going to be a go, and it is going to be a red and a blue concert. So it'll be Handel and Mozart. Boop boop. So everyone who has a Handel and Mozart, you gain the income. You would gain $5 per cube.
So I get 15?
You get 15. But you must discard one favor cube of each musician you gained income from.
Oh, jeez.
And I
It's terrible.
gained 15, but I only had to discard one. And then the highest bidder would be Mizua Kaires with his chair.
Chair! I feel like I did a wrestling move.
Gets $5.
Nice.
Very nice. And that is the run. We checked to see if anyone died. We in fact did not work anyone to death yet.
No.
If we were playing this off camera, we would start playing the music from one of the composers.
That's what we played when we were playing. Is whichever musician's concert happened, we would play the music in the room. It was very nice. It's very, very nice. Okay, and then everybody's gonna slide their cubes down. So those are now the cubes that you just have.
Okay.
And then, well, you can still lose them, but it shows for the next round. It's easier to track. Game is obviously not over. So then we continue. So then this moves counterclockwise.
Whoa, really?
No, that's wrong.
What?
Give me the rules.
What?
I've learned
What?
so many games recently. There's a game where it moves counterclockwise, and
That's madness.
start player marker is passed counterclockwise.
Okay.
The last player each round will be the starting player of the next round. No, because now I get the middle player.
So that second,
you get the
second
come
player
in and-
goes to first, I guess. Instead of second player going
No.
last, second player goes to be the first player next round. Yeah.
Yeah, but that way you get to swoop
go last.
in.
Right.
You get the swoop in by,
True.
Yeah.
which would make sense. Okay.
I lost all my cubes, though.
You did lose all your cubes. Okay. And now it's Steve's turn to start the drafting. That was fast.
Yeah, 2 purple.
Okay. He's just going hard on Beethoven, apparently. I feel like
Beethoven's a money launderer, what can I say? Hashtag true facts about history.
Oh my goodness. Someone is very sad. I'm going to... Oof. I feel like a lot of people are going to die in this game.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go hard on Handel.
Damn.
Handel's so hot right now!
Hello. Love you.
I passed it counterclockwise, which was this way, but turn order is clockwise.
Yep.
So you pass the starting token counterclockwise, and then you do turns in clockwise order.
Interesting.
Are we going to follow this up with a game of number 9?
That wasn't in response to you. That was
Yeah.
my decision.
I'm just looking at my giant stack of games that need to be played, and number 9 is not on them.
Tragic.
Let's get blue.
Hey, Josh.
It's generally in your best interest to get all 4 cubes unless you're pretty broke.
Right. Makes sense.
Mozart's so hot.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Is that Xena?
Mm-hmm.
This one's.
Oh. I already had one.
It's got tense.
Mm-hmm.
Actually.
This goes up to 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't shoot it.
Interesting.
Honda is hot right now.
Oof. Oh, Honda is so hot right now.
I feel like he's at the peak of his career, though, right now.
We've just commissioned so many pieces from him.
Yeah. This is it.
I'm so torn. I'm so torn. Guess who's Bach?
I'm a little late. Must be something real.
Wow. We have a dog who has suffered long and hard, apparently.
Not as hard as Handel.
Handel hasn't started suffering yet.
It's looking a little worn.
He's at the height of his career.
Yeah, but he's stretching.
I mean, what did he do to get there?
Can you all hear Xena? Can the chat hear Xena? I'm curious. Didn't she ring the bell? Did I hear her ring the bell?
She wants the ball.
8.
Oh, they can't hear Xena. She's like doing that thing where dogs like. She's talking.
We're not making fun of you, dog. Totally making fun of her. Yeah.
Win for Beethoven. All right. Okay, Hansel is so hot right now. So hot. Okay.
Bach too.
Bach is so hot right now. Now she's making fun of me. Hayden, not so hot right now, but
Mozart.
discard your cube. And Mozart. And then Beethoven. Discard. That's technically the wrong cube to discard.
Really?
Yes.
I should discard the one I got this round instead of the previous one?
Yes.
Does it matter?
No. Okay. So then we figure out popularity. So Handel is so hot right now.
So odd.
People are gonna like unsubscribe because of me saying that so much.
Mozart?
And then Mozart, yeah. And then Beethoven.
Yep.
And then Bach. And then Hayden.
Yep. And then we've got
The Courts.
$2.
$2. This is the part of the game I don't like.
Pulling stuff out of your chest.
No, like, just being like, oh yeah, secrets. I don't like trying to figure out what people are gonna spend money on.
This is
Don't
my
like
favorite part of the game.
Oh, we overbid.
What? We way overbid.
Yeah.
So we had 18. But Steve's the most ostentatious. So you lose a cube.
Oh.
We get all our stuff back. But
But I get my furniture back.
You do get your
No!
furniture. Yeah, he wanted to lose his furniture. Your chair isn't here. Your chair is way over there. Your chair is gone. It's been pawned. But you have to lose a cube. And the peasants are rioting at your door, sir.
And then nothing happens there, right?
Nothing happens.
To lose a cube.
Yep.
I guess I'll lose Hayden because he's garbage.
Hero logic. Oh wow, there's an Aaron over there and a hero logic over there. A bunch of people jumping in. Whew. That was a stressful concert round. All right. We check to see if anyone's dead. No one's dead. Everybody moves their cubes down. We check to see if it's the end of the game. It's not the end of the game, and then we start again. We pass the counter thing counterclockwise, and so now John goes first.
Because the counter goes counterclockwise. That makes sense.
Boo.
Xena manages to be both patient and impatient at the same time. So yellow tiles are now somewhat less valuable because we're going to have less successful concerts.
Right.
Poor Puck.
Handel!
Handel's so hard right now.
It won't stop until he's dead. But...
Handel's so dead right now. Oh man.
I have to do it.
Do it.
I have to
No, so clockwise is this way?
Mm-hmm.
So the way the clock hands move. So a clock hands move to the left. If you think if it's at 6 o'clock, it'll move to the left, basically.
Is
and
that right, Tina?
counterclockwise, it moves this way. So.
If you lay a clock down on the counter, it spins the opposite way.
No, honey.
If you look at it.
Oh my god, Handel's so hot right now. Handel, no. Oh no. Steve, because he took Handel, he's gonna get the tile. Unless I give it to John. Let's all have equal amounts of points for dead people.
Boo.
King made.
4. Oh, we got no money last round, did we?
We didn't.
Terrible.
Did you choose cube or no?
I have not.
Okay.
Patience.
If you think of it at 12 o'clock, the 12 o'clock player would be over there. But they're not there. So Steve is essentially like the 3 o'clock.
5 o'clock player?
Yeah, and I'm the 6 o'clock player, and he's the 9 o'clock player. So we don't have a 12 o'clock player.
Sounds like something about age, right?
Xena's like the 8:45 player.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I want?
So Handel's not dead yet. I just want to put this out. Handel doesn't die until the end of the round.
So he can still perform.
Oh, he'll perform when he's dead.
Yeah, perform when you're dead.
Well, because they can still perform your music.
Yeah, even though you're dead. Because you're not the one playing your music, necessarily.
Heroic Logic went to Target to get the game, couldn't find it on the shelves, and all the copies were in the back. I think that happened when the Target exclusive games showed up on Target. None of them were actually out in the shelves. Like, we went to the store, and then we looked online. They were all in stock, so we ordered them and then went back.
Nice.
We went back an hour later, and they had picked it up for us.
Okay, 2 and 4.
All of our pennies are a little tighter this round.
Yeah, I almost broke. Spoiler.
I'm so rich. In the rules, it says brag about how rich you are.
Yeah, I'm just rolling in furniture.
Yeah. I have so many heirlooms.
Sounds dusty.
Can you hear Xena now? Because she's getting way more loud. She's getting way more insistent. I'm here for the game. Which game? The game. Which game? Yep.
The game that I'm here for.
You advertise that you have the game? Mozart's face is so, like, they're all looking at... Schubert looks nice.
Oh, he's saucy. Look at him.
Yeah.
Mozart.
Schubert looks nice. He looks like a nice
Bach is
gentleman.
pissed off.
I mean, would you... Look at what we're doing to him. I feel like I can't... I'm gonna pay 3...
Let's see. So now it's 8, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is your wardrobe, by the way,
Yeah.
if you're curious.
It is my wardrobe.
I'm not asking you what's on second. I'm asking you who's on first.
Who's on first? What's on second? Where's on third?
I don't know. I don't know who's on third.
Today is an outfield. I forget the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I used to know the whole thing. I had it memorized in high school. Target had a SKU issue with one of the exclusives. Interesting. Sells his armoire.
Actually, wait. Do the chair. +4. No, let's do the table.
Oh my goodness,
2.
Dina. I give up. I give up. You win, dog. What do you win? What is it that you win? You get to go outside?
A trip to Hawaii.
Go potty?
A brand new car.
Oh, that's funny. Chad, the Monster Crunch game shares the SKU at Target with the Monster Crunch puzzle. So if you order it online, odds are when you pick it up, it'll be a 500-piece puzzle. That would be disappointing. John, you took a
I
thingamajigger?
Hayden.
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 Ah, Hayden.
Hayden.
This is the spend 8.
Spend 8.
She had to go potty.
All right. I'm gonna spend my wardrobe, which is spend my wardrobe to get 8.
Yep.
No, you don't get the ball.
Did she run out and then run back in expecting the ball?
She went potty.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna pay that 8 that I picked up.
Alright, we're officially out of Chewies. Well, there's one over there.
Going for Bach. Bach is now awesome.
There you go. Box back.
Back is again. Oh my god, Vinyl Rabbit's still going on about clockwise versus counterclockwise. Okay. Egads.
Don't look into my furniture.
Egads.
You have no
It was like
furniture.
2 players sitting across the table you couldn't really see in the other person's, but 3 player I can like.
I'm selling my wardrobe.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm going for Beethoven.
Alright. So Handel.
I get the handle.
Yes, you do.
He composed some work for me.
You've also got the Bach.
Yep. I
Discard your
get
cube
Bach.
for you.
I've got the Hayden.
You do.
I don't get anything.
And you get
And I get the
Mozart.
Mozart.
And then I get Beethoven.
I got nothing. Let me just help you out there, Mr. Cheaterson.
And what do we got? 7. I think 7 got it?
Yeah.
Bach.
Yeah. Bach, you're
You
popular!
did it. Whatever happened to Handel?
Hayden is next.
Yep.
And then Beethoven.
And Beethoven.
And then, technically,
Yeah.
Handel.
Handel.
Right.
Even though he's dead. Not dead
You're
yet.
still
Which
performing
doesn't
his work.
matter, right? Because they're in the same.
Yeah.
They're in the same bracket.
Yeah.
And we've got 0. Ah.
Whoa.
Where you going, babe?
You know, over here.
Oh, okay. So that's a popularity. Oh, 0. Sorry, you already flipped it. The courts are giving 0. Great.
Yeah. Let's put a concert on, y'all.
Let's.
all the money we don't have.
We need some money.
Alright. What happens if we all go so broke? Like,
That
we
we just
can't
can't
do any more concerts.
Oh,
Then
right.
we-
Rioting in the streets.
Discarding cubes. Oh, I haven't.
You're looking at your chest being like, oh.
Alright.
You did it!
Barely.
Oh.
So I did
5,
5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Wow, I did the most. Okay, that's good to know. So we're at 10, so it's the lower concert. So I benefit the least. You're welcome. Oh, no, I don't, actually.
12 bucks?
Oh. So I actually get $16.
And I get 8.
But Mozart cube gets discarded.
Goodbye, Honda
And, oh, actually, I get to keep a cube because I donated the most. So I get to keep one, so I'm not going to discard that Mozart.
Right.
Yay. Okay. Oh, we need to mark that that happened. And then all your cubes laid down. Check to see if someone's dead. Someone's dead. Handel is dead.
You're dead, you know?
And so no one can gain Handel's things anymore. But, his music will live on. And now we play again. Check to see the game's over. Game's not over. From now on, if a concert fails, you will discard 2 cubes instead of 1. All right.
Or is too successful.
Yes. If it's failed because
It's
it's
too
successful.
ostentatious, yeah.
Too
Yes.
ostentatious. Yeah.
Chat is asking about how Palm Island was. We have not played it yet, but we did learn it. So
Looks interesting. I'm curious about it.
Steve has thoughts and feelings and opinions about it that are deep and complex.
hence I haven't played it yet, but I will. Maybe I'll have a couple hot toddies and give it a shot.
Being sick with a cold in the summer is the worst because you can't have hot toddies or you overheat. I take 2 Beethoven. Do I want to take 2 Beethoven? I feel like I don't want to take 2 Beethoven. I feel...
You never go to Beethoven.
No, I'll go for 2 Beethoven. There have not been any query emojis in the Twitch yet because I have not signed up to be an affiliate yet because it's weird to me. But now there's been corgi emojis. Ah. Hey, mediocre gamer. We don't know the rules either to this game, so it's fine. Alright, are we down to...
Gotta paying money to...
We're
get
back
some
to
stuff.
me. Back again. Guess who's back? Tell a friend.
Not handled.
Oh, too
Oh.
soon. Too soon, John. I'm gonna pay 1 to get a Mozart. Do I want a Mozart? Yeah, I take a Mozart. Mozart's so hot right now.
I'll pay 1 to get a Mozart.
I will also pay to get a Mozart.
No, he's super hot. Hottest anyone has ever been.
That's true.
Oh, goodness.
One might say he's on fire.
No! Okay.
Mozart is hot, but he's not sick.
Do we want to kill Mozart? This is an interesting situation because I know I'm going last next round, which means I will be in the same situation I was with Handel's. So. I need to... Oh, but then I'm an idiot. Oof. Dang it, I really wanted a Beethoven tile. It's fine, though. We'll just... I'll go for... I wanted a Mozart tile. We'll just go heavy on Beethoven.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's been in the family for generations.
Goodbye, chair. Let's do that. And I'll do that. What I want.
Mozart's so close to death.
I mean, he didn't live long. Actually, I haven't checked the other death dates, but of the death dates, 2 of the numbers were actually flipped in Mozart's. So on the tile, it makes it seem as if he died really, really young, when in reality, he only died pretty darn young.
Mm-hmm. By modern standards.
By modern standards. Well, most of the other composers in this game lived a long time in comparison. He got some kind of nasty virus, I guess.
I think it was Beethoven, honey, that died young.
No, it was Mozart.
Hmm.
That's why his portrait is him so young. Beethoven... Sorry, spoilers.
This game has furniture, and
Beethoven.
they're family heirloom furniture, and you sell them for money. Or they're points at the end of the game.
I mean, maybe... I don't know if they're heirloom. Maybe they're just really nice furniture. I like to think they're heirloom. Selling the china cabinet with all the china in it. John, locking down... You don't even need a 4th tile.
Mozart's high right now.
You have 3 already.
He's killing him while he's young.
Oh no, is there no max?
There's no max.
Or is he...
That was my understanding.
There's no max. Do you want to give me the rulebook? There's no max. For what?
For Mozart's?
To get to level...
There's 1A.
1A? Yeah, no, it's a fixed amount of points. Every tile from this color provides a fixed amount
But
of
it just
points.
says up to level 3.
Yeah, it's 4 points total. So 4 points per tile.
So if I get all of them, I can get 24 points?
But
Yeah.
I mean, none of the other tiles go past level 3 is what I'm saying.
No, but... Every tile from this color provides a fixed amount of points. Do you want to... I mean, if you want to look it up on the FAQ, that doesn't exist.
all the other ones have
It would change what I do.
It probably says you only score 3 of them.
It just says get 4 points per tile.
Does not have scoring levels. Okay.
This method does not have scoring levels. Every tile from this color provides a fixed amount of points. You get 4 points per tile.
I'll stick with that.
It's gross.
I mean, I think the idea is you stop him from doing that, which you can't. But, yeah.
I mean, he's about to be dead, so we're not going to be able to... This will be the last tile I can get from him.
If Steve kills him, yes. But if Steve doesn't kill him...
Don't kill him, Steve. Then he might get a tile next
He
round.
might get a tile.
Because he
Yes.
has 3.
Yeah. I mean, I just want it. That's all.
I mean, you would get a tile
Can you
next round.
can you take your turn?
Or I would get a tile. Or...
You'll get first choice next round, so you could take that last blue and then have majority.
Oh.
That didn't help.
Cool.
In the example,
Thanks, John.
she only has 3 tiles. So
That is,
it doesn't-
unless we get
doesn't
this, and then we'll be able to consider it. That's unlikely.
Steve's dying. Hang on a second, folks.
Steve, alright.
Bright red. We took all his favorite cubes.
Doing alright.
I'm glad someone here is. Because it's not me.
Like that.
Ooh. Where you go? Oh, we went for Hayden? You went to Bach. Bach, Hayden.
Is that
Okay.
for every scoring of yellow? You get that many points?
No,
That
if
one?
you have 3 of them,
No,
you get
that's
3
successful
points per...
concerts.
Oh, I see.
So that one, like letting somebody get all of them is kind of insane. Because you can get the most points out of that, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's also
That one's also really insane.
pretty,
And
it's
Steve
not
has
insane,
3.
it's pretty good. Yeah, well.
He's gonna get a lot of points out of
But
it.
I know.
you only get 9 over... your furniture gives you 9 if you don't sell it, so this one is only 9 points.
Well, it doubles. It doubles the value.
No, that's 6 per furniture tile.
But you
Oh,
don't
there's
get the
3.
points
That's
for
right,
keeping...
Yeah, so 18.
You don't get the points for
Which is
keeping at
9
the end of the
double.
game.
Oh,
They normally give you 9, so...
how do you know?
I mathed like that, John. Okay, so I am first player, so I get the Bach tile. Bach. Which means I have to discard a cube.
You also get the green.
We have like a cube thing going on. I get a green, which is surprising, but I actually don't have to discard anything for getting green. But I'll never have a Mozart tile, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Goodbye, Mozarts.
Yep, Mozart tile. And then Beethoven! I invested a lot in you, sir, with your frumpy hair.
Okay.
Alright,
I think that's Mozart.
Mozart is hot right now. It's true. And then it's Beethoven. And then it's Bach. And then it's gonna be Haydn. And then Handel. Handel and Haydn.
And... Oh, -2.
The court is stealing funds from us!
Ooh.
Those bastards.
They're stealing fun from us?
No, funds. Funds.
Fun?
Funds. Funds.
Funsies.
They're stealing funds from us. They're being a bunch of jerks. Hang on, I'm debating. Okay. Wait, hang on. I hate blind bidding.
Yeah.
I don't, like, if we're just buying something, it's like, whatever, but this is, we're all trying to hit a target together collectively, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay.
4.
Oh, gosh.
6.
7.
So
we're at 10. 17 minus 2 is 15. A concert happens!
Yes!
But it's not the one I wanted.
It's the one I wanted.
Yeah, it did. So I get 18.
27.
I get 18.
But
I spent the most, so I get a free cube. Guess
Score.
who's done? I killed Mozart.
Were you first player?
Yes.
Oh, so it happened at the end of the round, so it's dead and you can't get more tiles. Oh, that's awesome.
Don't beat the table.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, sorry. I got 18 bucks, but I still had to put a cube down. Make sure you discard a cube for getting income from Mozart.
Mozart, you died so young!
He's dead, you know.
So he was actually born in 1756, not 65.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
And Steve is now first. Slide your cubes down. The game is obviously not over yet.
2 more rounds.
Two more
What
rounds.
do you have?
Well, I had 5 for Beethoven.
Yeah.
And he didn't perform.
Punk.
Punkt. And you took 2 Haydens.
Mm-hmm.
He's Hayden on me right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would have actually been better if that concert hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Then I would have got my Mozart tile.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
had to discard a bunch of cubes, but that's fine.
Is it fine?
Is it?
If I can't have Mozart, no one can. I'm gonna take 1 and 1.
Just so you know, by killing Mozart, you made your Haydn tiles worth less.
But I made my Handel tile worth more.
I mean, you would have died anyway.
Wait, I don't make my Haydn tiles worth less.
Because it's for every unique person, and you didn't get a Mozart tile.
I couldn't have gone to Mozart anyway.
Yep.
I had determined that and mathed that out already.
You just stole it from you.
I just took it from you.
Hey, we have to play Pandemic Legacy together. We need to be on good terms. We have to save the
Her
world.
logic says, her logic says that I killed Mozart. Mystery solved. Alright.
There is some time
Is
travel
there a
involved.
mystery?
That would be
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
What did we do?
We didn't do anything. Steve, it's your turn. The
Whoa.
counterclockwise thing was mixing my head.
Oh. Well, I'm going to pay 4. And get a buck.
Guess who's Bach? Bach again. Guess who's Bach?
Johann
Sounds like
Sebastian.
Wait.
Guess who's Bach? Johann Sebastian.
Yep. Alright, I will pay for for all the tiles I want are dead. All the composers I want are dead to me. And the game.
Did they not deliver their composition when you got to them?
I'll pay for a Mozart. Beethoven.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hope Beethoven didn't hear that. 'Cause, yeah, sorry.
I broke this chest when I was building it. I need to tape it shut.
Actually, wait a minute. Steve. Okay.
Oh.
Your moves.
Kairos.
It's only 8, not 12.
Oh. Funny, I have so much money, I just lose track of how much it is.
Oh, goodness me, don't I understand? Yes. So much money, I forget which one meets which value.
How much is a banana nowadays?
Is this a banana?
I will pay for a buck.
I will pay 8.
Mm-hmm.
For a Hayden.
I will also pay 8 for Hayden.
Uh-huh.
Top of the charts.
Okay.
Okay.
Steve.
Buck. Goes to Steve. Steve discards 2.
Hayden.
Goes to John.
Mm-hmm.
And Mozart, or Beethoven, sorry, Mozart's dead. Beethoven goes to me and I discard 2.
Yep.
Then...
We got... Hayden.
Oh yeah, Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden and then Mozart.
And Mozart.
R.I.P.
And then it looks like it's gonna be Bach. And then
Yeah.
Handel. And then Beethoven. Oh, Beethoven. I put so much faith in you.
Another -2.
Oh, those darn courts embezzling that darn money.
Blaster.
Oh, a -2. Mm.
Da-da-dun. Five, 7.
17, so 15?
Again.
Did I? Was I the most with 7?
You were. So Hayden.
So 18.
So discard 1 cube. I get 18.
I'm gonna go with your money bank.
And then I get a cube of machwas.
Yes.
Machwas.
Is that a language?
That's... Why do we keep track of who won each one?
So we don't have one out right now, but the B-sides of some of these tiles care about how many times the composer was up there, or how many times, how many composers were up there, and stuff like that, yeah.
Got it.
So it's a good habit to get into.
Yep.
In case you have that one out. John will be first.
Yes, I will.
We checked to see if anyone died. No one new died. Very proud of us. Very proud. This will be the last round of the game.
I'm glad everybody
And John starts.
has managed to stay so composed.
Oh, God. I'm glad I took that Mozart tile from you.
So Steve, you're right after me, huh?
What?
Clockwise?
I'm after you, John.
Yes.
You're right after
I'm
me.
after you.
Yeah.
Better watch out.
feel like I need... Yeah, I need a Bach.
Yep.
To the future. Sorry.
Oh. You have Bach on lock.
Bach. Say it like a chicken. Bach, Bach, Bach. I'm saying it like the German Bach or Scottish Bach. Bach.
No, I think
It's a softer cuff.
to go for Hayden.
Going for Hayden. Hayden.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
Hayden. Feels like Hayden.
Oh man. I like this going last on the last of the game.
I know, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, but Steve's gonna win that in ties.
Unless you get that ring first.
Ah, but he goes before me.
True.
Unless you, it doesn't help me at all if you buy it. Doesn't help me at all to go for Bach. Go for...
I think it's...
Yeah, it
I think
doesn't...
we're all kind of
Yep, locked in.
locked in. There's nothing we can do about it.
Alright, John.
John, do you want Hayden? Oh no, you can't.
I can't get Hayden.
That's right, you can only get one.
I'll get one. So I might as well. I don't care about box. That just means I need to discard it. So let's get Hayden. Okay.
Beethoven's not going to die, probably.
No, it doesn't look like he is.
He's not.
No, because he won't. I was thinking if he got bumped up to the fame, but he can't. I'm going to go for that last.
Yeah.
We'll have one survivor this game. And it will be me.
Who?
We all get 10 roll points for dead people too.
Yeah. Thanks to Tiffany.
You're welcome. Kill Buck.
Now.
Do you want to spend the 8 for Beethoven? We actually could kill Beethoven if everybody spent 8 to buy Beethoven.
Yeah.
He would die.
And then he would be the most famous.
And he would be the most famous.
And then Tiffany would make bank.
Yeah.
If we did that concert.
If that concert
I think
happens.
they'll pass.
I'll make more bank if another concert happens, I promised. So Beethoven's not dying.
I don't think it's worth it for me to get Beethoven.
Well, yeah, because money at this point is points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it would give you money if we did have a concert. You're secure that I'm discarding and getting the tile.
Well, no, I mean, I'd have to pay 8 for 1 cube, and it would only pay out if he was the most famous, and he won't be the most famous because he's still at 5.
Fine. He won't be the
Are
most
cubes worth
famous.
anything?
No. You don't get credit for
There
the
is a... No, but there is a... Not in this game,
Oh,
but there is
sure.
one that it would
Leftover
matter.
cubes.
I like how your donations cubes for a dead musician are worthless.
So even if he's, like, not the most famous, his cubes being 4 each. If we do the last one, I have 3. It only makes me $4. It's not worth it. Alright, I won't buy any.
Okay.
You get to live this time, Beethoven.
Alright.
Alright, so it's gonna be Bach.
Sweet. Alright, box, yeah.
Yeah, Bach's for... Oh, sorry. I was
Bach.
skipping ahead. You get Bach. And then Hayden goes to Steve. Discard 2, please. And I will get Beethoven, which is what I needed because I sold all that furniture.
And then we have a Bach.
And then we have a Bach, and then we have a Hayden,
Yep.
and then a Mozart, and then Beethoven, and then
Sorry, Handel.
Handel.
Alright.
Is it Handel or Handel?
It's probably Handel.
I was gonna say he's German, isn't he? Okay. And the courts
2.
are giving $2 to this venture.
Thanks, courts.
You're the best. I mean...
Blind bidding is
Yes.
so much fun.
No, it's not. I just am really afraid.
I know.
Oh,
Be afraid.
I'm gonna stick with what I
Be
got.
afraid.
Okay.
Oh.
$3. So we have 11, 14, 16.
Whoa.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Wow. I almost bid 6.
Okay, so we have a successful concert.
Yay.
And Bach performs.
We all get equal amount of money.
We all
So
get
discard
$21.
one cube and then No, 27.
Yeah.
9 times 3 is 27. You're right. You all get 21 and I get 27.
And yeah, I get a cube. That's worthless.
Wait. No, we get 27, you get 36.
I had 3.
Oh, you had 3?
Yeah. So you have
Oh,
to
I also
discard.
have 2.
I was
Oh,
just
okay.
being a smartass.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so
Right.
then we check for dead musicians. They all died except for Beethoven.
Yeah, lived them
Boosh.
Boosh boosh.
all. 5
And then-
injured, 1
So the
left.
death years were 59, 50, 1809, 1791, and Beethoven's still alive.
Yep. Then we push our cubes down, and then we see if the game ended. Hey, look, the game ended.
Did it.
So in the box is a score sheet. If musicians would
The
like
box
to
is
get
dead.
it, just throw it. So this is kind of
Box,
cool.
Box dead.
So this is
Box
kind
dead,
of cool.
baby.
The
It's a
score
chopper.
sheet has a little thingy to write whose house or where you were playing the
Oh,
game
that's cute.
and what day you were playing it on.
Super cute.
I like this
I've never
score
seen it
sheet.
before.
I
That's
know.
excellent.
I
So
really
we're playing
like
it
Moai game
on
design.
stream, and then we were playing it on what's this date? It's
28.
8/28.
Ooh, good date. 18.
18. Nice. And then I'm playing with Ta and John
Uh-huh.
and Steve. Okay, and so then what they do is we write down which objective we're doing. So red is 3A, yellow is 2A. These are the numbers that correspond to stuff, so you can always go back. Green is 5A, blue is 1A, purple is
It's a
4A,
wonderful foray.
and we're
into
not
classical
playing
music.
with brown. So
Sorry, super.
then for 3A, depending on the number of Handel tiles you have, you will gain points for every dead musician.
We all get 8.
Yep, we each have 1 Handel tile, and there are 4 dead musicians, so we each get 2 points per dead, so we get 8. So we would write we have 1 Handel tile each,
Oh.
and then we each get 8 points. Then for 2A, you write down how many. I have 3
I
tiles,
have 2.
I have 1.
and then for that one, it's the number of successful concerts. There were 5 successful concerts.
Nice.
I would get 15 points because
Mhm.
I have 3 of them.
I will get 10.
I will get 5.
There we go. For 5A, you write how many you have, so I have 2.
We all got 2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
So for that one, we would each get 2 points for every musician, for every each
we all
unique
get the same.
color.
Yeah, we all got 4.
And we're all missing 1, so we each would get 8 points. This is like a pretty close game so far. And then this is where it goes skew. So for this one, it's how many Mozart tiles you have. Steve and I have 0. John has... No, how
4.
many? You have 4. He gets 4 points per, so he gets 16 points.
No, that's Steve.
That's... Shh, I'm not cheating for my
Cheating
husband.
Steve.
Okay.
Cheating Steve had help on the inside.
It's always how it goes. People always wondered how you cheated so much. Okay. Then, for purple, I had 3. Steve also had 3. John has 0.
This is where it comes back to me.
So we each got
18.
18 points from that because we get 6 points per furniture and we both sold all of our furniture.
Blue and purple were almost a wash.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then for money, you write down your money and then you get
Oh, very nice, Tiffany.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I had 40 on the button.
At 35.
you kept bidding so high. I was fine.
This made a close game.
So John had 45,
35.
35. How many did you have, Steve? I heard her. She seems fine.
Steve had 40.
I had 40.
She's throwing up. Yes, she's throwing up over there.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I think she's thrown up twice now.
Oh dear.
Poor Booper. She might have gotten Chewy stuck someplace. Is it bad?
Nope, there is none.
Just a dry heave.
Yeah, she's trying to... Maybe she doesn't feel good. Maybe we should just take the Chewies up. While Steve resolves that, I'll actually finish counting my money. I think I have 46.
You have just
Nice.
so much money to count. Does that mean you get it?
What? I get all the money?
No,
I'm so
you get
confused.
the game.
Maybe.
15. It's every 3, right?
46 divided by 3. Yes.
15?
50. Sure.
Well, 15 and change.
I'll take your word for it. 35 divided by 3 would be 12. 11. Yeah. 1 short of 12. And then 40 divided by 3 would be 13. Okay. So 1 point per dead musician's tile you
Oh,
have.
I forgot about this.
Beethoven's not dead.
Oh,
yes.
no.
1, 2, 3,
5
4, 5,
for me.
5, 6, 7, 8.
You had how many?
5.
5. I had 6. And then furniture. John still has 9. How many?
4.
Oh, you have 4 points from your furniture. He still has wardrobe. Okay, and then we sum up our points. And I'll just cheat really fast. That's 30.
I'll do
yeah.
mine.
Steve, do yours. Either in your head or whatnot, but just you're in charge of your score.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
We'll
really?
double check it.
I'm really in charge of my score?
We'll double check it if you need.
60. Don't we do your score? I'll do Steve's.
Yeah, I'm doing mine.
63?
70.
Nice.
Right? 8, 15, 8, 18, 15, 6. Yep.
That would do it.
Nicely done.
Very
I
nice.
was so stressed about
did I
blind
indeed have
bidding and it paid
63?
off.
I think so.
I don't know, I just trusted you.
30.
62 is what I got.
62. No. 18 and 18 is 36, plus 8 is 54, plus 13. Oh, plus 13 is 67,
Wait,
plus 5 is 62. Dang it.
okay. I'm just gonna read it. Oh, gosh, no.
Apparently, when you add 5 to 57, it's not 6.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for adding that, John.
Okay. And that
Yay.
is Symphony number 9.
Cool.
Isn't that slick?
It is slick.
And actually, the game was potentially named after the symphony of the only remaining concert.
It's not actually why
composer.
it was named. He's just being a smartass.
Well, no, wasn't it his Beethoven's Ninth Symphony one of his famous ones?
Yes, but the game wasn't named because Beethoven lived in the game.
Oh no, I
But
just
did you live the
mean
longest?
no. What I was saying is the game was named after the symphony of which we have the only living composer.
He did live the longest. 1847.
Oh, yeah. No, he did.
I think it's just named because it's one of the most famous.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
symphonies,
But what I'm saying
period.
is, like in our game's canon, we got
Ah.
the name of the game.
Got it.
Basically,
Yep.
Yes.
the head canon of our game, as they say.
Got it. All right. So that's Symphony number 9.
Cool.
What'd you think, John? It's your first time playing.
It is my first time playing. I tend to not like bidding games, but this was fun.
It's a different kind of bidding.
It is a different kind of bidding.
There's a lot going
Stressful
on.
kind of-
That's
Yeah.
Well, it's like bidding plus drafting.
Right.
Like
Yeah, the
there's-
drafting part was really interesting. The turnover was huge.
Turn order is very significant. I think
Yeah.
it's very smart that they went counterclockwise.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be like really screwed.
It felt like it had more of an impact in 3-player than 2. I think because 2 you go back and
Oh,
forth.
shit.
Yeah,
3
you just go
times.
back and forth.
Yeah.
But in 2-player, so we were talking to John about the 2-player. The 2-player, there's a bot, and you take turns giving the bot cubes. So each of you is going to give the bot 2 cubes every round, but you take turns on who gives the bot cubes first. So you can make the bot hate draft for you,
Oh yeah.
which is
awesome.
very nice. And then the only thing that the bot does that's like a bot is it will bid with you on the concert, and where it bids depends on however many cubes it has. The composer it has the most cubes for is the like zone it bids on.
So it's
and it
entirely
has-
predictable.
2 and a point. It has 3 tiles, and each tile has a different breakdown for each like zone. And so you randomize the 3 tiles every time you bid. And so you know what the 3 potentials are.
Right.
And you know where he's going to be bidding, but you don't know which of the 3 is going to be, because every concert you use all the tiles.
Here, I'll grab the tiles out so you can.
So at first, when I read the rules, so he will, like, if he was going for a middle concert, he would either bid 4, 3, or 2. The end concert 6, 5, or 4, and then this one is 0, 1, or 2. But every time he bids, you shuffle all 3.
Yep.
So when I first read the rules, sorry Xena, for this game, back before it was released, I was kind of like hesitant about it. Everything sounded really interesting from a multiplayer game perspective, but the 2-player sounded kind of like, because there's a bot, and I don't usually like bots.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. What is your opinion about bots, Steve? in general.
Somebody has to take over the fiddle factor. Usually, somebody has to take over the fiddle factor of managing them, and depending on the game, if it's intricate or it happens in like multiple different phases of the game, it can just be too much.
Too tedious.
Too much of a cognitive load or too tedious to deal with. So it's nice when, for example, they're optional. I think my least favorite way to do bots are when it's like a 2-player game and the bots are like only to make the 2-player game feel like a multiplayer game when it's too intricate. So I was really impressed with this because normally I just wouldn't. Oh, if it has a bot and it's 2-player,
we just don't bother at this point.
We just don't bother because it's like But with this, the bot is basically controlled by the players, and then there's the random tile draw. Because we're using the bot to hate draft each other, rather than it being like the bot pulls 2 cubes out of a bag.
It's just another mechanic of the game that you're using to...
And you always know the range the bot's going to go for.
Yeah.
You always know, after you've played a few times, you know the bot, if he's going for the middle, you know he's always going to be this range. So you can kind of like... Yeah,
and the most interesting part of drafting the bot's cubes was...
I hate drafted him so much.
What was the bot? Yeah, the bot will go for the one it picks the most cubes of. So you and the other player are together picking who the bot is going to bid for, or like what range they'll bid in based on what they want to happen.
Does it take 2 cubes every round or 4?
4 total.
So it's going to do every single...
Yeah. You each give the bot 2 cubes every round.
Yeah.
And the cubes you give it is also influencing who's most popular. So like there's a lot that goes into selecting the bot cubes.
That's fun. That's really good.
I like the bots. I think this is legitimately the first game where I ever liked the bot. So,
I remember another game that has a bot that you can actually use as a game mechanic instead of just a blocking mechanism.
Is it? Oh yeah, like that you can manipulate.
Yeah, you can actually manipulate to like further your own goals instead of. I can see it in my mind, but I can't remember.
I never played the Power Grid automatic robots.
No, we did. We did play them, and we didn't like them. And we decided to just not... We'd rather play it 2-player without them than 2-player with them. Yeah. We played it in Tahoe once.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. But yeah, I think this is a great example of a way to have a bidding game. But a way to have a bidding game that works 2 players.
Yeah.
That's hard. I was very surprised. It's a bidding and drafting game that works really well 2 players. And at first I thought it wouldn't. When I first originally read the rules, I didn't think it would.
Kaido?
Has a 3rd player marker. I don't think I've ever played with that one.
In Tokaido, a 3rd player marker? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's always in the roll. It's just another marker, and it's whoever's. If it's in the back, then whoever's in the second back gets to move it.
Got it.
Oh, I think I've done that before.
Yeah, I think and I have some solitaire games that have used a system where you basically draw a card and there's like a list of priorities on the card that are like if this circumstance is in the game, the AI will do this.
Yeah.
Otherwise they'll do this, otherwise they'll do this, and you're kind of like best approximating. So for that I find as a solitaire game to have an opponent, that works in the sense that it's like you're proxying for another opponent. It's like if you... It makes it a little easier for you to play for an opponent in that sense.
It is a tiny box. It's not a very big box. I thought you were going to put it in the box, and I was like, what? No. It's not a very big box at all, and I think that will actually deter from people potentially picking it up. I don't know. But I feel like if people are familiar with the Mo Ideas games, they tend to do smaller boxes, and then if a company picks up their game and brings it over to the States, they'll usually size the box up or down depending on the price point they're going for. So I could definitely see this as a larger $50 Euro game. Easily.
Which is funny because it doesn't have or need the large board.
It doesn't. It does very well with... And that's kind of the thing that this Taiwanese and a lot of Taiwanese companies do is they do very nice components that are smaller form factor because in Taiwan they need that. They have smaller table spaces and things like that. So yeah, but that is Symphony No.9, and it's coming out. It did like a soft release at Gen Con, and it'll be officially out at Essen. So I believe they'll have copies at Essen. So you could probably pre-order for pickup at Essen. And as with Mo Idea games, like who knows when it's coming to the States? They might do some pre-orders. They might get in with like I don't know. Fun Again isn't working this year with Essen stuff, I don't think. They might. but there might be a company that's doing like Essen Muling that you could acquire this for. Otherwise, I think we're just waiting to see if a US-based publisher picks it up for US release. But this is, again, once again, this stream was a sponsored stream. Thank you, Mo Idea Games, for providing us this copy of Symphony No. 9 for us to stream and play. We've enjoyed it. It's really funny with Mo Idea Games. I either, like, really, really love them, or I just kind of am like... and this one I really like. I was very surprised that I liked the 2-player as much as I did. And I think that comes from, like, we messed with each other with the bot a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it reminded me of Las Vegas. The bot in Las Vegas. That was it. Chaz.
Oh, yeah. Chaz.
Chaz in Las Vegas.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which I think isn't actually named Chaz. We just named him Chaz.
We named him Chaz. No, his name's somebody. Somebody told us the bot's name was Chaz.
That's
so then we pretend that we're playing with Chaz, as in Chaz from Paradise. But yeah, anyway, that's Symphony No. 9. Thank you for coming and hanging out within the chat. We had a fun chat tonight. It was a very interesting mix.
Yeah.
Not like insanely, but Fun Again still exists, but they actually like changed their business model and like sold all their warehouse stuff and like changed their shop fronts. Basically, they changed ownership. They had 2 owners. The one owner stepped back, and so the other owner, who is like now more in control, has different thoughts and feelings and plans. So the last I heard, it was a question whether or not they would be doing the Essen thing that they do every year, where they go and they buy Essen games and they bring them over. So yeah, no idea. But they are still a game store in Southern Oregon that you can go to if you're in Oregon. They just they don't have a warehouse presence anymore.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Do you ever want to go sometime?
We almost went, but they were closed.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. I did win by 8 points.
It was a
Quite
fairly
handedly.
close game. It was 60, 62, and 70.
Yep.
So
Yeah, 60, 62, and 70. Yep.
nobody lapped anybody on the invisible board.
But,
It would have been great if you won by 9 points.
Number 9. 9
Mhm.
points.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, it's 2 to 4 players. It plays in an hour to 75 minutes. It says on the box. We played it with like comprehensive telling of our turns in an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 22 minutes.
You beat Willie in chat. Willie said would have been perfect if you won by 9 points.
Yeah.
John was quicker on the draw.
Haha.
Angela thinks that I win at the same rate that she loses, which I think is inaccurate. I feel like John wins far more than me on these streams.
I think John probably wins at the rate I lose.
Yeah.
I think on streams it's not.
It depends.
Yeah.
We
I guess it
tend
depends
not
on
to
what
play
we
the most John games.
Yeah.
Well, no, but we
Like-
there's certain games we'll play. Like we just like homebrew. We're like, yeah, no, John's gonna lap us. Newton, John's gonna lap us. There's certain like dice drafting games where you use dice in interesting.
Kind of my wheelhouse.
That's
yeah.
his thing. I was surprised I won. I was so stressed
Mm-hmm.
every time I had to do a blind bid on
Yeah.
this. I was so stressed.
You were.
And I was really shocked that I actually ended up being the lowest bid on a couple of them and the highest bid on one, which I think is what ended up helping in the end. Was you were bidding like way high every time.
Yeah.
Because it ended up happening most of the times that was where my cubes were. Like if I bid too low and it was too low, I wouldn't get any payout.
Right.
So it was like to make money. Like one of
You
those,
had to.
I bid high, but I got like $27 out of it. So I think that's what's really interesting to me. You're bidding where you'll get the payout, not necessarily to be highest or lowest. For a lot of bidding games, it's just like, are you highest or lowest? But this is like, I want the thing to be in that range, so I'll get the payout from my cubes that I have.
And usually, I wanted like the mid-level. I was trying to go for the mid-level for like the last 3 rounds, and it just would not happen for me. And so I kept being like, maybe I'll bid lower, and it just, didn't help.
Well, and the +2, -2 also throw that off a bit, right?
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
So it's fun.
So it's good. Like I said, this was a sponsored stream. Doesn't matter. I liked it anyway. If it wasn't sponsored, I'd be saying that either. So yeah, it's interesting. We haven't played it at 4-player, but the 3-player was more. Yeah, it was good. I don't know if 4 players would add too much calculating in kingmaking, because I feel like the 3-player balance is really good. The 2-player balance is really good with the bot. I honestly don't know what the 4-player would be like. I think it would depend on the group, and you'd have to just pay attention and make sure kind of like the hate drafting got equally distributed.
Yep.
Because it's one of those games where if you focus really hard on like screwing one person, the likelihood is that if everybody focuses hard on messing with that one same person, somebody else is gonna win. Somebody else is gonna run away with it. Yep. So.
And I think all of the tracks had, I think, 2 or 3 more cubes, and there was the next composer. So I think it would probably spread out relatively evenly, and then just turn order.
Yeah. Well, and I think the replayability, on that note, the replayability goes in the tracks. There were certain tracks that we weren't going after because the in-game conditions didn't interest us. Or there were certain tracks that we were like not starting on them because they would be such a drop in popularity to begin with. Which is interesting. So the popularity part is going to be the same every game. The composer tracks have an A and a B side, so the popularity will change on the B side. But for the most part, the popularity tracks are the same. It's the in-game conditions that are going to be random every game. So the more you play, obviously you'd have random popularity tracks plus random in-game conditions. So there's a lot of factors considering on who gets like more invested in them when. Which is where the replayability in this game comes from. So, yeah. I look forward to playing more games of Symphony No. 9 from Moi Idea Games, designed by Frank Liu and Hung Yang Shin. So, yeah, thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in and watching. We'll see you on Thursday for a stream. The plan right now is to do Cowboy Bebop, the collectible card game, the CCG. So it released at Gen Con and I saw it on a banner and I was like, wait, what? Steve and I have a very strong love relationship for Cowboy Bebop. We went and saw the Cowboy Bebop movie in theaters. One of the theaters here in town had the movie on the movie theater thing. It was a nice special surprise date thing that we went and did.
20th anniversary.
But the 20th anniversary was like...
Of the show, not of the movie.
Yeah. So we went and saw that, and we're really excited. So we're going to do the Cowboy Bebop CCG on Thursday, and we're going to wear shirts that match. So Steve's wearing his now, which is awkward.
Yep. The Cowboy Bebop CCG is based on a fighting game system that's been around, so it's not a completely brand new thing. It's based on... And we played a game of the basic game of the system. It does seem to work, so it's not going to be a total... It's
based on the Universal Fighting UFC or VFC system. It's a card collecting system, or it's a card fighting game system that's been around and a lot of IPs have it, and I guess the idea is you can mix the IPs together, but we are just playing with the Cowboy Bebop starter set, and then I have a booster box to open.
So it's not a total unknown, so that's what's...
Anyway, tune in Thursday for that. We'll see you then. Thank you again for tuning in tonight, and if you're watching this live, or not live, and if you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching this video. If you like this stream, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe or follow or click the heart if you're on Twitch. Otherwise, we will see you in the future, and that's all I got. Thank you.
Good night, y'all. Thanks for watching.